Welcome everybody to PATCHCAST. In this video, we're going to be ranking all the mid laners from S tier to D tier in patch 2609. And this is a huge patch for League of Legends and mid lane in general. There's been a lot of changes, and I think the first thing that we need to do is go over all of the changes before we can actually make serious ideas of where all of these champions can actually be listed in the tier list. So let's just start with the mid lane quest changes.
Yep.
To be precise, what are they changing? They are removing the empowered recall of the boots. The tier 2 boots still stay the same besides that. And they are adding an increase in plus 6% AD and plus 6% AP whenever you get your upgraded boots completed. What do you think about this change, AJ? What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah. So regardless of power, I'm not worried about the power yet because they can adjust the numbers. What I think this is a good thing, though, is the design change, because the empowered recall is really hard to quantify how strong it is, right? Because for some champions, it's absurdly broken, right? Being able to cheat your tempo, being able to go for a quick reset, be able to push away and then be out of play. Really strong. So what happens is that mid lanes as a role, like in terms of raw output, is lower because you have the ability to impact the map, right?
Yep.
Which some champions really love, which is reflected in the tier list we had at the end of the last act, right? Rise was the S+ tier, Ahri, Liss, Aurora, right? All the champions that really abused the empowered recall. And this meant that champions that couldn't do that are really greedy, got completely annihilated, right? We see here Yone at D tier. Greedy champions like Lux and Mel, D tier, right? Even the C tier champs and B tier champs. They just really struggled to utilize it. And so this is a step in the right direction to allow them to actually add some more power into mid lane in like actual output, right? Without having this really polarizing empowered recall.
Yep.
What do you think?
So overall, let's start with, because people love power levels, right? What does this actually mean for mid? I think objectively speaking, it is a nerf for high elo mid laners, and it is a buff for lower elo mid laners. So if you're in the lower ranks, you should be very happy with this because it's going to increase your scaling and make you a bit more of a stat checky champion. In the higher ranks, this reset was so OP. I loved it, dude. I'm going to be honest. Really the amount of times that I've played Rise, chilled in the side lane, drew 3 or 4 people to my side lane, reset with the empowered recall. They were all completely lost. They didn't even know where I was because they didn't. In their mind, the reset doesn't go that fast. Oh, I've got so many free objectives with that reset. And kills, of course. Such a shame, you know? Objectively, like you mentioned, shove and move-oriented playmaking champs, small hit when the more raw stat-checky champs will get a small buff. So the likes of Syndra like this, for example, a little bit more because she already has AP scaling. She has the high AP scalings. She likes raw numbers like these. Overall, like we're going to just first look at all of the other changes and then we're going to of course, start tiering champions. So we also need to talk about the top lane quest, because changes to top lane means changes to mid lane, because we might just verse a few of them in the side lane as opponents. TLDR, top laners now slightly receive less XP if they're just split pushing, but they get a little bit of extra XP if they're grouping and participating in kills and fighting. How does this exactly change the dynamic between mid and top?
Yeah, so basically, because mid game is all about who can get priority, right? So as a mid laner, you're often gonna have to play against a top laner, right? Because they're gonna want to match you. And what this means is that you actually have more of a fighting chance, in my opinion, at higher elos to match them in the side to get pushed to them in the side, because they might be one level lower than they would have been the previous patch. So if you play Yone, and I'm a level 13 Yone, I might actually be able to stand toe to toe to like a level 14 Renekton, right? Rather than him being level 15 or something like that. So I think for higher elo, where there's less fights, less chaos, this is a great and welcome change for us mid laners, getting the extra AD on top of the top laners being less generically strong if they're not participating in fights.
Yep, and that's instead of just avoiding them in the side, we can maybe start contesting them a little bit more, like it was in the previous seasons, which I really liked. Mid lane on general, like we mid laners, we truly need to Riot. Like what Riot's been doing to our lane over the past year, it's been fucking disturbing. And like I need to see more people in the comments join the cause. Truly join the cause. I see you smiling over there.
Because mid is strong, but not in the ways we want it to be strong, right?
Exactly.
We want to be able to fight these top laners to the death. So.
Exactly. We're way better mechanically than these guys. We're learning to dodge skill shots on mid. What do they do on top lane? Ooga booga, Karen Urgold. Oink. Mid lane supremacy here. We love it. No, but in general, I think that is generally good change for us as mid laners because more or less fighter, like tank-oriented champs that need to move, they're not really brute forcing through side. And generally, we're trying to avoid, we can just play past them anyway because they don't really have any tools to get on top of you. But versus the likes of Jax, if you're playing versus Jax and you're just 2 levels down, he will eat you like hard. You can't even get close to the wave because he just jumps on you. That's why Bin also won first hand because he was the best side laner on top and he just won the fucking game by just winning. 100%. So, top is a bit OP right now. So let's hope that this is a welcome change. More that we need to discuss, right? Let's talk about the runes. I think the runes are great to break down. Yes. Let's just go by them one by one. I'll start with Arcane Comet. Arcane Comet basically gets a slight reduction in base damage in the early levels, like half in base damage, and it scales up a little bit higher. But it now gets a completely new effect where the damage is increased based on distance, and the max cap is 750 as a range. So if someone's at 750 at max range, you deal 100% extra damage. Now this is of course insane because the base damage is already relatively higher and scales better, and then gets increased with distance, but also the AP scalings and the AD scalings remain the same. So overall, Comet just gets a flat out buff. It's a big buff to Comet. And that is really, really, really welcome because I think that this is going to give the artillery mages, especially with the changes that they're also making to the reset, now a lot more effective in how they want to go about poking. I can already see myself pick Syndra with the new AP scaling and new Comet. I'm going to just throw a W from max range on the last hit, make sure that it lands, and we're just going to start blasting people in the lane right now. I'm looking forward to this change. Really, really nice. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so I'm thinking of champions that can hit Comet really, really easily, right? So I'm thinking of like a Xerath W, right? Yeah. Xerath W with this Comet and the AP chain would be insane. Now, we'll get to Deathfire Torch, but I'm thinking Hui. If you opt in the Comet for Hui, when you drop your R, usually Comet is ticking twice or 3 times throughout his R duration. So you're getting multiple high range Comets on Hui, which again will improve his damage output, which is really, really welcome. So I think this is a good change for Comet and makes it a little bit more different than Ahri as well, because I feel like there wasn't that big of a difference between the 2 keystones. It's like, does your champ auto a lot? Okay, cool, go Ahri. Well, can your champ land a Comet with a stun? Cool, go Comet, right? There's not really like that big of a difference. Whereas now they're a lot more different, which I think is welcome. I think that's a good change.
Yeah, Ahri now has his really clear close range niche, while Comet needs the increased range to otherwise not being effective. So I really like that. It's a great change, right? A fantastic change. Now buff mid lane more. All right, let's talk about Deathfire Touch. So this is a very old rune brought back by the game, which is of course very cool because this rune basically deals damage over time when you hit someone with a spell. Great abusers in the past were Kassadin and Wei. Why Wei? Look at the 80 scaling on this rune, right? No, not Wei. Jhin. Sorry. Jhin 80 carry. Took Deathfire Torch, sniped someone with the fucking W over the map, did 200 burn damage increased with it. Really, really funny how that works. Regardless, how does this exactly work, okay? The moment you hit someone, you burn them like a Blackfire Torch, okay? So what you're going to find is that you're going to hit someone, it's going to then burn them a little bit, and if you can keep that up, the burn is increased by 100% after burning for 3 seconds. So the damage is then way more increased. So this rune is going to be especially good with champs that either have damage over time effects, which is going to allow the burn to stay on longer, or champs that are going to be able to proc it consistently, so you can especially get that increased burn. What are champs that are coming through your mind, AJ?
Hui is the first one that comes to my mind, right? I'm really excited to try Hui this season. That this rune is going to be really nice. It plays perfectly Blackfire Torch, which is his favorite item as well. I mean, his R is going to keep constantly applying. Your QE is going to keep constantly applying. Just even autoing them with WE is going to apply it. Yeah. I'm going to be really excited. Annie comes to mind as well because Annie E, you just press Annie E and you're already proccing this once, right? Then you have her ults, right? That procs it. There might even be some weird ones that you could try it on. Now, obviously, Azir loves lethal tempo, but Azir can proc this really easily. So who knows? You know, maybe that could be a thing. Yeah, the stats are good. Yeah. You never know. So I'm excited for this rune. It'll be really fun.
Yeah, champs that come to my mind because there's the burn lasts longer depending on what type of ability that you use. Yeah. If it's a single target spell, it takes 4 seconds. If it's an AoE spell, it lasts 2 seconds. If it's a damage over time, it lasts 1 second. So the damage of time is, of course, then going to make up for it, right? So a single target spell. What's the first one comes to my mind? Viktor Q.
Victor. Oh, yeah. Victor.
Brain dead. You just throw out the Q. And then you burn them for 4 seconds. And then you're going to cycle your E.
Oh my god. The permanently going to have this Deathfire touch.
Yeah. So I'm going to play Syndra and Viktor next patch. And I'm going to have great success. I already know it, right? This is fantastic for these champions where you can just proc it on repeat. All the champs, Malzahar.
Yeah.
Malzahar, Cassiopeia with the E.
Cassiopeia, yeah.
Very annoying in the lane, think so. Well, any others maybe?
Maybe, I don't know, Ori, if you're constantly getting the Q. I mean, I'm sure she'll probably use Comet or Ahri, but, it's worth trying. The thing is, guys, I think a lot of mid laners, you could try it out. So I was like, definitely give it a try and see how it feels. And what I will say, what I wanted to comment is, because it's damage over time, that also means second wind and T-Shield are very good against this. So if you know you're going to be against a Deathfire Touch champion, consider going second wind. That'll help you a lot to counter this. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, true. Really good point. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hill of Blades. I'm not a big fan of this one already. Okay. So what they're basically doing is they're reducing the flat on attack speed increase that you're getting on Hill of Blades. Yep. But they're now adding bonus true damage per empowered auto attack, which is absolutely insane because the true damage increase is pretty high if you look at the scaling. Yeah. So I'm already envisioning an Echo that doesn't necessarily need the extra attack speed that he was already getting, jumping on your face, and now also nuking you with the extra damage. This is very oppressive.
Yeah.
Very oppressive.
For sure. Or a champion like Akshan. I don't know how Hellblades works with Akshan's passive, but if it works well with him, that could be really, really good. Azir, I mean, Hellblade's Azir used to be really good before Lethal Temple became really good. I mean, he doesn't necessarily need that much attack speed. So, and his W applies on hits now. So, it could be really good.
Yeah.
Neferi.
Yeah, it sounds annoying in a way.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very annoying. We're gonna keep this one in mind. I think there's gonna be some cooking to be done here with this one as well.
100%.
Because there's some more changes that we're going to cover a little bit later. And there's one champion that I think is going to turn some stones. Let's put it like that. Okay. Storm Raiders, by the way, Phase Rush gone. And this is going to reflect also in the tier list that we have. Because we've already put the big Phase Rush champs down here. With this rune being removed, these champs are just directly getting nerfed. Like, massively nerfed.
And specifically champions that could use Phase Rush really well, but can't necessarily use a new rune that well as well. That's the difference.
So what's the new rune? Storm Raider Surge. Storm Raider Surge. Yeah. Basically, it's the new Phase Rush, but instead of proccing 3 spells, you need to do 25% of their maximum health within 3 seconds, and that grants you bonus move speed and slow resist. Now, the bonus of this is that the move speed increase is way, way, way higher than it was with Phase Rush. Phase Rush got massively nerfed, of course, but it's just harder to proc because you now need to actually deal damage. On Rise, you just hit WEQ. Can you deal 25% of someone's HP with that? I don't know. Probably not.
Not early game. No. Definitely not early game.
So let's think about champions that like can work with this, right? That can actually chunk someone and use the move speed increase. What comes through your mind here?
Ooh, that's a good one. Probably some sort of melee champ like Talon. I mean, I know Talon loved the old Storm Raider Surge, right? He loved using that.
I'm thinking Syndra. I think Syndra likes this.
Syndra?
Yeah. Syndra can deal some fucking damage, dude.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, Galio, Phase Rush champ, will get nuked.
Yeah, Galio will get destroyed. Vygar could proc it pretty easily because you don't need to use 3 spells. That's the advantage now, right? Ooh. All you need to do is do 25% of their damage. So as Vygar, if you literally just R someone when they're low, you R them and get out, right? You protobelt R, get out. So that's the advantage of this compared to the Phase Rush. You don't need to use 3 abilities. If you just use 1 spell that hits really hard and do 25% of their health, you're chilling, right? If you go like a full burst build on a mage, right? Like if you want to go that style, you could do that as well.
Very interesting. Yeah, this is going to be one that we're going to need to pay close attention to. Yes. Maybe the likes of Diana. Maybe Diana lost that shit, dude.
Yeah, I
lots of damage.
Yeah,
exciting. It's going to be exciting rune. Keep this one in mind, guys. This you're going to see some crazy shit with this rune. The numbers are really good on it.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to need to cover a few items to also really be aware of what's going to happen to the mid lane meta. So we're going to take a look at these items, and we're not going to cover the ones that are like not that relevant, which is like the Axiom arc. It's like nice change, but it doesn't really matter.
Like whatever. Yeah.
Yep. Doran's bow, TLDR, it's a Doran's blade, but without AP, without HP and with attack speed, and the attack damage is slightly lower. The cost is slightly lower. Are we going to be seeing this on mid lane? Probably not. Maybe a champ like Yone or Yasuo, but I think they need the HP,
You
right?
need D-Shield. You need D-Shield too much
Yeah.
on Yone. For Yasuo, I think maybe, but I still think D-Blade would be better because you want the health.
Maybe really
the
good
fight.
matchups. Maybe like super free matchups you get this. Like maybe you
Yeah,
play
like
the
even Viktor
Seraphine.
or Seraphine. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Duskendance is a pretty interesting one. They are nerfing some of the Duskendance stats, and they are giving it a heal for bonus HP and damage at 8 AP. Now, to be specific, okay, they're reducing 50 HP, they're reducing 10 AP, and 5 attack speed. Is this what do you think in regards to this new effect where they give him the heal? What do you think of this?
Yeah, so the thing is with Dusk and Dawn is this item is already extremely specific. It's really broken on the right champions and completely useless on the wrong ones, right? Like even champions that like Spellblade passive, like let's take Ahri. It's completely worthless on Ahri, right? Completely worthless compared to Lich Bane. But you compare it to Diana or Echo, and this is just infinitely better than Lich Bane on those champions.
Yeah.
So the question becomes is I don't even care about the heal. Is the base stat reduction making these items comparable to Lich Bane on the champions? That I'm not sure about. I don't know. I'm not sure. I still think you're gonna default to this item regardless on those champions, right?
Yeah,
Now this and the heal. I mean, I don't even know. Like you're never buying this item because you got the heal, right? It's just like a bonus thing on top, right?
Yeah.
So not sure.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it's still gonna be the same item, dude. I think that the stats reduction, I'm pretty happy with that because this item's got pretty crazy stats if you think about it for like mid laners, because HP is insanely valuable. It allows you then play in combat longer and use that Spellblade more often. And of course, you're getting HP back right now, but how often do you need to proc it to get it like back? Probably 2 times or something like that.
Yep.
I'm not entirely sure, but I think that this is like honestly, I think the change doesn't fucking matter, dude. I think if you're a champ that buys this, you're still gonna buy it.
It's too good on the right champs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I don't think no one should get like all fussed up about this change. I think maybe if you're like an Echo player, like you don't really like this, but I think overall the item's still gonna give the same niche.
Yeah.
Okay. What we're gonna need to talk about though is these new boots. These new boots are so fascinating. Yeah. Okay, what does this do? These new boots are like Omnivamp boots. They are pretty cheap, 950 gold, which is 50 gold more expensive than Ionians, 50 gold less expensive than the Swifties. So it's a nice in the middle. It's not too expensive, and it grants base Omnivamp 4%, and it also grants 1% Omnivamp for each champion takedown, up to 6% at 6 takedowns, which gives 10% Omnivamp max. How do we even put this item in perspective?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking, do you remember the old rune in Domination that gave you Omnivamp?
Everyone
what champions like that the most?
Everyone
I think Rise. I think that was absurd on Rise. I remember that being absolutely absurd on Rise. It was absurd on Vlad because your Q is single target, so it heals like the same amount on Vlad. Who else took it? I think Viktor was pretty good, but you didn't really take Domination. But if you did,
it was the champs that want to use the sustain in the side, especially.
Right. So like an assassin, I think like Zed. Right, Talon, Katarina. Any champ that has like single target spells, it's just absurd on, right? Because you get the full healing on single target abilities. So this is scary boots for mid, especially because the upgraded one, right? Because we might as well cover the upgraded one as well.
Yeah. So I'm not sure if everyone's ever played like Teamfight Tactics, but it's the same as like Hand of Justice in Teamfight Tactics, right? Where if you're above 50% HP, you deal 5% increased damage. You deal more damage. If you're below 50% HP, you get 15% increased healing, shielding, and health regeneration.
Yeah.
Scary change this.
These boots are so good that like I might figure out a build with Yone to incorporate these boots. Like that's how good these boots are. The upgraded one. Those are ridiculous for mid lane champion.
Combine that with
increased damage. Like increased damage when you're above 50. That's a damage multiplier on your boots, right? When you play 80 champion where you don't have access to damage multiplier on boots because you don't have Sork boots, absurd, right? And then increased healing and shielding when you play, a melee champ that probably has already a lot of baked in shielding. That is insane. Like I already go revitalized and Spirit Visage on Yone because the increased shield power is so strong. You combine with these,
insane, huh?
Yeah,
really insane. I think there's probably going to be a way where you go like PD then, maybe.
Yes, because you'll get the damage amp back that you lost from not having the AD from the being above 50%.
Yeah.
I'm going to experiment because that Very, very interesting.
It's interesting, huh? PD Gluttonous Greaves should be maybe the times of Borg Jon's dead, dude. Maybe we got new times coming up here.
Because you get the healing that you lost for not having the lifesteal from the boots as well.
And that was like the problem for Yone, right? The problem for Yone is that he needed that lifesteal to get through lane to sustain up. So if you get it from a different source, you gotta keep in mind that it's not insane, right? It's like not a crazy number that we're talking about, 4% starting off, and you're not gonna get any kills in the early game with Yone.
Yep.
So we'll see. It definitely opens up opportunities. Talking about opportunity, farewell. Okay, anything else you want to say about these boots here?
No, just keep on the lookout, guys, and I highly recommend you experiment on a lot of mid laners because the upgraded ones are. I think these might be the best upgraded boots in the game. To be honest, this is absurd. Maybe Mercs is comparable, but yeah, these are just absolutely ridiculous. Upgraded.
Absolutely. So static shift. This is the item I was talking about. Okay, let's break it down. What they're changing to static shift. Static shift is a completely different item now, guys. They are giving it AP, right? 40 AD, 40 AP, 30% attack speed, move speed. And now it has the old energized passive again, where you out-attack something, and then it shoots the lightning. And what this now does is this lightning procs on-hit effects. So if you're, for example, playing Lucian, right? Lucian's passive has an on-hit effect if he gets hit by a heal or shield, right? Where it deals extra AP damage. Now, if you use this with a static shift, that AP damage gets applied to all of the other people hit.
Yeah.
What's the first thing that comes to my mind? AD LeBlanc is back. AD static shift.
Oh, God.
And what they're going to do is they're going to fucking go Lich Bane or something like that.
Right.
And then combine the on-hit.
And just W auto someone. Oh, gross.
It's gross, huh?
Gross.
Yeah. I think that maybe something like that's going to come back. I know that LeBlanc's attack speed ratio is still ass, but what does the new Lich Bane do? It gives you bonus attack speed on your first hit.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really, really, really interesting dynamic to see if someone can cook up something with this item. There is going to be some broken shit. Maybe Kill E, where Kill E just one-shots everyone because it procs the on-hits or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not that many mid lane champs I think that can use this. I think like traditional mid lane champs, but yeah, there might be something cooking there for sure.
It's the champs that like the AP ratio of it, especially.
Yeah, that can use both stats. Yeah.
Correct. So keep an eye on LeBlanc, guys. AD LeBlanc. I'm gonna try it out the moment it's
oh god,
it's here.
Stay away, you master elo players are getting this season. Your MMR is gonna be the same as him at the start. Stay away from him. If you see LeBlanc walked in, just dodge. Don't play against this LeBlanc with that shit.
There's no counter that shit, dude. That was the most toxic shit that Riot ever introduced to the game. That was really bad. AD LeBlanc. Oh my god. Who knows? Maybe they're gonna maybe we're gonna do this plus like, I don't know, W4 Hail of Blades, maybe is what we're gonna take.
Oh my
as
god.
Well. With the extra damage. We'll see. We'll have to see, okay? We'll have to see. This is going to be exciting. Final one I want to discuss, right, is that their Voltaic Cycle Sword for the Assassin Enjoyers under us here. Abilities can now trigger energized effects. What does that mean? Does that mean that if you're LeBlanc and you buy this, that you can then proc it on your Q or on your W?
Yes, and that also means that your Shiv can proc from Q and W.
Exactly.
Both of them. Yeah.
Exactly. All right.
I think even Fleet works with spells now too with this, by the way. If you take Fleet.
Yeah.
So if you go like, I'm just thinking like, if you want to go like a Storm Razor and Fleet and stuff, like just on any champ, not specifically like mid laner, but any champ. And you can proc it on your spells, which is pretty crazy.
AD LeBlanc must go back though.
Oh no, man!
With all these changes,
I'm back to banning her, huh?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. It's pretty insane what they're exactly like doing. Maybe keep an eye on it, guys. Keep a very, very, very good eye on it. This might be. I'm thinking, can Dusk and Dawn be combined with this?
Oh, you're just gonna heal as well.
Is this a thing where Dusk and Dawn and Static Shift are going to be combined because it's going to proc twice?
Doable. Yeah.
Right. Instead of Lich Bane, maybe.
Like, even Kog'Maw mid could be broken with this too.
Kog'Maw.
With the W, right?
Yep.
And you heal, you have sustain now with the Dusk and Dawn.
Yeah, he already was going Dusk and Dawn. Maybe this is Maybe there's something.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it in mind, guys. There's also some changes that aren't really mentioned in this specific patch note thing from Riot. They're basically changing how minions interact, where the minions are basically going to die a little bit less fast. 2 seasons ago, Riot made the change where the minions were actually going to die a lot faster, which completely changed how mid lane and all the lanes basically were playing out. And now they're slightly tuning that back and making the minions deal a little bit less damage, so the wave dies a little bit less fast. What is this going to do? Well, first of all, it's going to help you with your farming. You're going to have an easier time last hitting the minions, because the minions deal a little bit less damage, which is good. But it's also probably going to change some lane dynamics, or maybe things that we value in terms of stats. Maybe we like wave clear a little bit more. Maybe we can slow build a little bit more in the early lane. The 3-wave crash might come back. These are all speculations. Like, this is what this tier list right now is about. We're all speculating. What is all of these big systematic changes exactly going to do to the game? And we're going to be the first one experimenting with this. So in this specific tier list, how we're now going to be ranking these champions, this is prediction, right? This is all our intuition and our cumulative 200 years of gaming. 10 years of League of Legends experience, which is going to 200 years, huh? Don't be disappointed by the bad results. With mid lane, please. Come on now. Anyways, let's just get it cracking. Okay, I think what we're going to need to do is we're going to just start by dissecting how the S plus and the S tier champs are all going to be interacting with the changes. Then we're going to look at the huge changes, and then we're going to pick some notable champs out that stand out to us. Okay. Aurora, anything that stands out to you about all of these changes that Aurora just loves?
I just don't think she got changed that much. I think she's still going to be the same champ, pretty much. Not like Protocol didn't get nerfed. Storm Surge itself didn't get nerfed. Electrocute's completely the same. Yes, Empowered Recall is really good on her, but she's a threshold champ, right? Which means that the difference between you barely killing someone and killing someone is completely like game changing. So 6% AD and AP, I would say is comparable to the Empowered Recall for her, right? Because if you kill someone instead of them living with 1 HP, that's going to change the fight, right? That's going to change the game. So I think she's still sitting at the top of S+. I think, especially with Phase Rush being nerfed, like Rise was top contender.
Really good.
Galio contender got nerfed, right? Ori, which would be a contender, is going to have a harder time without Phase Rush, right? I think she's going to completely dominate still. I think she might even be better.
Okay, I see where you're coming from. I want to make some... We're going to play the advocate of devil here, devil's advocate.
Yeah.
These changes, right, they are really good into Aurora. Because what is the one thing that Aurora kind of struggles with is these champs that she roughly cannot really get into range of, that can keep her at bay, and that it's hard for her to play into. Maybe, with now Arcane Comet being a little bit stronger, she might lose out on some points in the lane. Maybe she cannot opt in for Mana Flow Band because she now needs to opt in for Resolve Secondary with Second Wind, and this changes her build flexibility. She needs to go back to Ludens. Right?
That nerfs her a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. Because that's the thing that I'm thinking. What if she's into Viktor right now that runs DFT? She kind of needs to go Second Wind now.
Okay. Well, to play the devil's advocate again to that, what if she goes Comet and she goes Emax now, right? And she utilizes the new runes. Like she uses Comet. Okay.
I think that's actually really fun to debate here. Comet, Emax, Aurora. I think, because I've played this a lot, right? I'm a big Aurora player.
I never played it.
You've never played it?
I always played Electrocute. After they buffed Electrocute, I always played Electrocute.
Exactly. But before that, Comet was like very popular, right?
Yes. Yep.
So what did they do is they changed the E from Aurora, which made Comet not that good for her anymore. They nerfed the E. And the problem that I have whenever I played Arcane Comet Aurora is that yes, your lane's gonna be fine, but fuck me, are you useless in fights and skirmishes?
Interesting.
These thresholds that you're talking about, way harder to get back at.
Right.
If you max E, guess what? That's a very long cooldown ability where in the fight, you actually don't deal an insane amount of extra damage with it. Yes, it's easier to land, but landing your Q with maxed points comparatively to E, way weaker. So there is a very big downside for Aurora players taking Comet. What do you think about that? Just to riff off the Aurora discussion before we rank her, actually.
I still think just her kit is too strong. Like, I think, especially because of Proto Belt, right? Because you can opt into HP in the harder lanes, right? and you get your proto belt. And I think yes, maybe your first 7 levels might be harder, right? And maybe that will make a difference. That'll lower her. But just from my experience so far, even playing against really good players, like pro players, I'm still able, even if I go down 10, 15 CS, her kit is just too good at fights with her R, right?
Yeah.
I think she's for solo queue. I think she's probably just. I still think she's at like S plus. Maybe she's not the best mid laner, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also insanely biased, even despite these changes,
For
because
sure.
literally, like, I have like a
OTP
70%
over
rate.
here.
Yeah, pretty much OTP. Exactly. Yeah. So
Right.
that's where I'm at.
Okay, we'll keep her in here for now. Let's see what this is going to do exactly. Lissandra. Lissandra likes Comet, right? She likes Electrocute, she likes Comet in some matchups.
The Deathfire, right? If you get some melee, you can keep that going for a while, right? Because you're just gonna constantly queue them.
I think that the Q is counted as an AoE spell, which is going to only last 2 seconds instead of 4.
Okay, right.
Right? So I'm not sure how that's exactly going to play out. Potentially, I think she's going to like Comet way more, because Lissandra is really good at proccing Comet. It's so easy because the Q slows, right? And the Comet build is also very nice on her, because it's going to allow her to take mana for the band, start with Rocket Bell build. It's a very, very good room for her. So I think Lissandra is still going to be up here. She might struggle, right? Maybe, potentially, with like champs coming into the lane that also abuse Comet and have an easy time proccing it because of higher range. But I truthfully think that if she can run Comet first, she can always take Resolve secondary with Second Wind, and she will be able to just still play offense defense with short Q cooldown, still putting her in S+ tier.
Yep.
Ahri, what do you think about Ahri?
So I think Ahri, out of the 3 that we have here, they're all similar archetype, Lissandra, Aurora, Ahri. I think she has the hardest time in the hard matchups. Would you agree with that? Like, you compare Aurora versus Viktor and Ahri versus Viktor, who's having a worse time, would you say? Which champion would you rather be happier playing, Aurora or Ahri? I'd rather be playing Aurora.
Yeah, you're just really good on that champion. It's very biased.
Though.
I think I would be rather playing Ahri.
Wow.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be so much easier for me to control the wave comparatively towards it would be on Aurora.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's subjective, of course, right? It's completely subjective, because you might have the idea, hey, I can maybe trade, or maybe it is easier for you to control the wave.
Yeah.
Right? It's both champs can play the game.
Okay, then the fact I think we're even having that discussion means they're comparable enough in tier, then, right? The fact that it's debate means I think they're pretty similar. It would just depend on your skill set and what your viewpoint is, right?
I do think that Ahri gets hurt more than Aurora in the tempo changes with the reset.
Oh, the recall. Yeah, you're right about that, though. Yeah, because Ahri is a lot more of like, she's a burst champ, but she also has a lot of utility, whereas Aurora is pure. You just one shot someone. Yeah, so you're right about that. Actually, Ahri does get hurt a lot more for not having the empowered recall.
Yeah, let's put her in S+ for now.
Yeah,
we're gonna add some other champs, right? And we might just drop her later.
Yep.
Now let's move on to Akali. Akali is happy. Akali's very happy, right? Yeah. There is, of course, why is she happy? The AP AD changes. Akali uses both the AD and the AP, right? Yeah. And this is really good for her, because what a lot of people don't understand is that Akali wave clear breakpoints can sometimes get a little bit funky. Yeah. And you might just leave these casters up with like a sliver of HP, and that makes it very challenging to CS, and then you need to invest extra energy to get that creep, which is very hard to play on in the side lane. I can guarantee you, with these changes, her wave clear breakpoints are going to be totally fine, right? This is exactly what she needs. Yeah. So I think Akali is really good.
Yeah, and the relative power, right? No phase rush rise ruining your day anymore, right? Yeah. No Galio with phase rush.
Oh,
right?
Fuck,
you're gonna have a lot harder time of using phase rush against Akali. So Akali and the Deathfire Torch guys. Well, you got D-Shield, right? And your high base health regen is Akali. You're chilling. So her relative power is also going up.
Yeah, and they're also making top laners less strong.
Yeah,
I think
so you can actually beat them.
Akali is gonna be S+ dude.
Yeah.
Akali is going to be really good. It's good time to be a Akali player.
Gunblade, the AD and AP, you're happy. You're
really happy.
Even by the way, the Omnivamp boots could be good on her too, potentially. Obviously, Sorks is really important, but I can see the Omnivamp boots with Gunblade. You're healing so much, right? You can go Conqueror, Gunblade, the Omnivamp boots, Riftmaker, right? And go like this bruisery, like sustain build, right? Like you're playing like a Yone kind of. You're playing a little more sustain oriented.
I can see some games. Yeah, maybe
and
with
some get, you guys like tank your comp. Where
yeah.
some fights are slower.
Yeah, there's probably some angles. Like Akali's so flexible in the boots that she can
Yeah,
do
she's very
anything.
flexible.
So flexible. Really good champ, probably next patch. Keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
I might introduce her to my pool actually.
Me too.
Yeah, this sounds great. Akshan. I think if we're talking about a champ that actually gets a little bit hit, I think Akshan is one of those.
Shift change, right?
Yeah. Static shift change makes him way less flexible. Probably going to be opting in for, what would they build now? Kraken? Probably?
Kraken, I think sometimes they just go lethality right off the bat.
Mm.
I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't know much about Akshan builds, so I can't comment, but definitely the shift change is going to change things for him.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I think that shift hits him, but also Comet, DFT. Akshan hates these poke mages, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you're now playing Viktor, right? Or like Syndra, which is impossible for Akshan to get on top of you. And it's now hard to play offense as defense because the static shift is gone that you can't really use.
Yeah.
So you can't really push out the wave. You can't really all in because Syndra has E. You're going to get poked from a distance. Does not seem like a fun matchup anymore.
Not happy.
No.
Yeah.
So I would argue that Akshan, with the relative... Yeah, I think he's probably A tier.
More similar to like a Zed, actually has some weaknesses in these matchups now.
Yep, absolutely. Great change.
Yep.
I like it when Akshan's not S tier. Too many Akshan abuses, dude. That's what they say about me when I play Syndra, you know. So it's all subjective. It's all subjective. 100%. Great. Let's talk about Yasuo. Does Yasuo care about any of this? I think you're probably the best one to...
I don't think anything... There's not that many changes for him. I mean, the only thing would be the only thing we were cooking, where you could go the Omnivamp boots as well. But it's all power upgrades, in my opinion. Like, I don't think he's upset at the other changes around him. He's still going to do the same thing, right? Also, strength is his first 15 minutes. You pretty much are unmatched in lane. So all these a lot of these changes are lane oriented. I will say he actually feels better because he can match the top laners more, right? And the AD is going to help him a lot. He's going to be happy with the AD. But I think his relative strength is going to be pretty much tier, right?
Pretty good, actually. He's changed for Yasuo. It sounds great, actually.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Yasuo seems solid. Objectively, this seems good for him. Next up, I think this is going to be the strongest control mage in the batch, guys.
I think
Viktor.
so too.
Probably worth putting him in the S+ tier. This champ is gonna fucking murder you in lane, dude. With the DFT, with either the combo changes, which is now way better for him when he zaps you, or with the Q even. Really good. It's gonna be especially good with Deadfire Touch because of how he can proc it and interacts with it.
With the Q. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice changes for Viktor.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna make him my main champion when the changes hit. Gonna blind him at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only matchup that I've genuinely found brutal on this champion is not necessarily in the lane, but rather just how the game evolves is Kassadin. Yeah,
interesting. Right.
Yeah,
because it's hard to side against him.
It's impossible to side against him, and the way you play Viktor right now is with this battle mage style where you itemize in such a way where you cannot lose lane, you cannot lose side lane, you get perma pressure, always have first move, you draw pressure. But Kassadin kind of counters that. So Kassadin's been a bit of a bane of my existence, but I think I'm going to ban him, blind pick Viktor, and I don't think there's any counters at the moment. I literally think there's no counters.
Yeah, because even like the traditional champs that like do okay, like even the best counters to him don't even do well, right? Like Akali is like his quote-unquote counter champ, right? That's
not anymore. Roa, dude.
Exactly. Yeah, Aurora, exactly.
What happens is she all-ins you, she runs out of energy before you die. Because you get the Q shields all the time.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Viktor can leverage, is going to be able to, it's the control mage that can leverage the side. And the thing is about Viktor compared to other mages, his base damage output is absurd compared to the other mages. So you can itemize defensively and still have absurd damage, right?
Yeah.
That's the strength.
Correct. That's right. I'm going to show you... No, I'm not going to show you a clip. Well, I want to show you a clip about me 1v1ing Akali in the side. And just literally, one of the best Akalis in EU, he just went all in. He didn't even get me to 40% of HP bar, and he ran out of energy. He was like, just dead because of that. Insanity.
Yeah, Viktor's insane. I'm excited. My pool is going to be like Aurora, Viktor, Akali. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, very, very exciting pool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the S and the S+ tier. We're going to talk about some champs in the A tier as well. Let's talk about the general trend of the assassins here. Yep. What is exactly going on here? The only thing that stands out to me is the Action Mark changes, but they're kind of whatever. And the fact that Voltaic Cyclist Sword now procs on abilities and gives them lethality for 4 seconds and also deals bonus physical damage. But the slow is actually removed as far as I know.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think it slows
I
anymore.
see. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
The base lethality is also down.
So it's all about getting those procs as much as possible. What
Yeah.
champions can utilize those procs a lot, right? That's more like slower paced, right? They're not immediately trying to like insta kill you. I mean, Zed is one that comes to my mind, right? Because you could, when you go for your poke trade, you just WEQ and you proc your thing, and they like lose probably half their health. Kiana, not so much. Tala, not so much. But I think Zed for sure. Neferi as well.
Yeah, so the Q can now trigger this then, right?
Yes, correct. Even Neferi's dog can trigger that now.
Okay, that's pretty good, actually. That's
So
really good.
Neferi and Zed are the ones I think of the most. Whereas Kiana, Talon, nah.
It's interesting, because Zed, in the way he gets buffed, he also gets nerfed.
Yeah.
Because the slow on these champions...
He liked the old cyclosion.
That made him so unskilled, dude.
Yeah.
He would just R you, he'd slow you, and then it's
R
what
auto, and then Q. Yeah.
That was not fun.
I hated playing against that shit.
That shit was really, really, really unskilled. You play Syndra into someone like that, you just cannot breathe.
You and your Syndra, man.
Yeah, dude. That's the only champ. Dude, I dream about Syndra. I think all day about Syndra. I got a fucking painting about Syndra there, dude. My girlfriend's jealous because I got a Syndra painting here and not her.
That's funny.
Oh, no. That's funny. But I think that it's probably power neutral. The only thing that is going to benefit them is these Omnivamp changes.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Omnivamp boots. Yeah, I like those a lot.
Yeah. Remember what old Ravenous did with, on
God.
set?
Yeah, that was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
That was disgusting, huh?
Like rivals like Shiv LeBlanc, I think. I despise playing against Ravenous Zed.
That was
He's
pretty
like
horrible, huh?
with how much haste he had, and he's healing the full health, and he instantly kills a wave.
Yeah. Got some sick montages from that on-set guy. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen in League. These montages
I picked that shit in ARAM, dude.
Yeah.
With Ravenous.
with Aram Earth.
Yeah.
Okay, what's it gonna do though? I think these champs are still gonna be A tier, probably.
Yeah.
It's my guess.
But what about Shiv Cat?
Shiv Cat?
Because she already autos a lot. She applies a lot of hit effects. You buy Lichbane. She uses the AD as well.
I can see her get the boots, but I don't know about Shiv. I think Shiv's whatever for her. I don't think she cares about Shiv.
All right.
But I do think Kata likes the AP AD changes more comparatively towards other assassins because she uses both stats, right?
Yep.
Yeah, very interesting. Look, guys, I don't want to make any crazy predictions with these because we're just not the most knowledgeable about playing these champs and what is exactly going to change.
What the changes are going to do. Yeah.
So we might see these champs in S tier. We might see these champs in probably not B tier. So it's probably going to be very similar. It's our predictions here.
Yep.
Syndra. I want to talk about Syndra. Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Syndra likes this. Finally, we have some indirect buffs to Syndra. Okay, this is great. I'm happy. The arcane combat is incredible on her. Why? Because her W is insanely long range. Easy to land if you time it properly. And it slows. And that slow guarantees combat if the enemies don't have dashes, which is really, really, really good, of course. So I'm very happy with the combat buffs on Syndra. AD AP, especially AP, is nice on her because of the fact that she already has AP percentage steroids in her passive. She has nice AP ratios. And of course, extra damage. Syndra is also threshold champ, where if you can get him in the arc threshold, that's very nice. So really lovely change for Syndra. Is that going to make her S tier? I'm biased. What do you think?
Yeah. How will she do against Viktor in lane? With Viktor with his rune?
She needs to take second win.
She needs to take second win. And how's that going to feel on your output? Are you still going to be able to play the game? Are you happy with that? Are you going to be able to scale into Viktor and be happy with that?
Okay, so the way that matchup goes is that you lose prio, okay? Mm-hmm. There is no lane control. Because Viktor's going to go Roa. And there is no way for you to ever get control of the game. If Viktor goes Roa, he's going to beat you at the side. He's going to beat you in the lane. He's going to outstay you, always lose lane control. So, no, she will not beat Viktor. She's going to do Syndra things in fights. Absolutely. She will be useful.
Yeah.
She's going to land some stuns. She's going to pick some AD carries on mid. But she's not going to get side prio.
Yeah, I just think when I think about these mages, they're all relative to each other because their playstyle is similar, right? So if I'm thinking if Viktor is destroying her in that regard, I can't see her be S, in my opinion.
No.
Because of that. I can't see that.
Probably. Probably
And
8
speaking
years.
of mages, then I want to talk about Hui then. So, of course,
Yeah.
I'm biased towards Hui. I'm the Hui guy,
Yeah.
right? That was my favorite mage. These changes are really good for Hui. So first, let's recap the passive change. That was actually really good for him.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
could feel
yeah.
the damage increase. Really freaking good for him. That made him feel a lot better. And now the Deathfire Torch and Comet, right? Absurd boss for Hui, right? In terms of his output, which again, this is what we talked about. His output was lacking. These changes buff his output like so much, dude. So much more damage in a skirmish, right? And in lane. So I actually am very high on Hui now. I'm actually very excited to play him, especially with the AP changes. Get us more output for him, right? The power recall was okay on him. He already had a lot of wave clears, so he was okay without it. And I don't know. I think this makes him S tier. I think
S
this makes him
tier?
way better. I think so, dude. I think this makes him way better. I think this makes him really good.
Okay, let's
What
compare
do
to
you think?
Syndra then.
Because I'm biased. Yeah, as compared to Syndra.
Right? Because I would argue that Syndra beats Wei in the lane.
Interesting. I would argue it's pretty even. I'm actually curious. What's the win rate of the
Yeah,
champs?
let's
the
look it
Master
up.
List?
Let's look it up. Syndra versus... Okay. Currently slightly beats him.
Yeah, it's close, right? If you go to, let's see.
Master Plus. Oh, Master... Yeah,
If I go to Master Plus, it says Hui wins 54% of the time.
54.
Yeah. Like if you click that, it shows you the map. It gives you more detail, and then click the top. You see where it says versus with the arrows. Click that. Yeah.
But
So if you're Hui,
how does
on
that
average,
work?
I think it means if you're Hui against anyone of any skill level, so you could be against a Diamond Syndra or Master Syndra, you win 54% of the time. Is my guess, right? But if you're the Syndra side, you're only 49%. If you're the Hui side, you're above 50, right? That's at the end of the day, that's what we see, right? In Master Plus. So it's around even to winning, in my opinion, as Hui. And from my experience playing Hui, I played against Tinfoil, which is he was an MLA member challenger Syndra player. I always did well as Hui versus Syndra. So I think this matchup is pretty even to winning for Hui, like slightly winning.
Yeah, very interesting.
That's what I thought.
I've had different experiences because
Interesting.
I've always, when someone picks Wei into my Syndra, that's why I'm the most happiest because he struggles getting into range. And I think like he always struggles getting his spells off versus me. I feel like I outrange him.
Syndra's weakness is her push, right? She doesn't have a ton of push compared to Hui. So what's stopping Hui from pushing the wave level 1 and keep her stuck on her turret?
Level 1, not that much. The only thing is that starting from Q upgrade, you just can't lose the lane anymore.
Right.
That's the position, because then you use your spells in such a way that you have trade pressure and you can one-shot the wave.
Yeah, interesting.
That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
So let's keep an eye on this one, right?
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys prefer the Syndra side or Hui side? Because we got two biased perspectives here clashing right now, right? Because I've been main Hui. Tim is obviously main Syndra. So, and the stats look pretty close.
Yep.
Pretty close.
We got a lot of dedicated Syndra and Wei players in the comments as well. So let us know. Very, very important. Okay. Let's
go similar then.
We're gonna put these up here in A. We can always make some changes later down the line.
Maybe they're both S tier then.
I think Syndra is gonna like the other champs. I think generally. Yeah, let's put them in S tier right now because they don't beat the Viktor. They do like the Ahri. They're fine with Liz, Aurora. They can play the game. I think it's gonna be interesting. Echo. Do these changes to Hill of Blades make Echo much better?
Hard to say. I don't know much of anything about Echo, to be honest. Like I know what he does and what he wants to do, but I don't know if these changes are gonna like thread the needle or not. I've not seen enough Echo. I know EU has more Echo like mains and stuff. Yeah,
I think it's gonna be very annoying. Or EU has a lot of Echo mains. I think it's a good change to Echo, and I think Echo's so flexible in his build. Yes, he likes Dusk and Dawn, but he can always go Proto still. He can always go Lich still. Like he has options. Nashers, he has options. So I think Echo likes the change. And I think we see him as a strong assassin right now.
Yeah, better than the other ones, I think. Cut above. Yep.
Yep. Anything else that stands out to you in the A tier in one of these champs?
Nope. I think we're good. Anivia with the runes, right? Comet, Blackfire, Deathfire, maybe. But she's still Anivia. She still does the same thing, right?
Yep.
Same champ.
Still weak in the lane.
Yep.
That's right. Okay, let's just go over the champs and let's see if they get like massive changes from... I don't think Aurelia's massively getting hit. Asol's pretty whatever. Vigar likes the AP change, of course.
Yeah.
He can run Comet. Vigar can run Comet.
And again, the Storm Raider is really easy to proc on him, right? You literally just R and you get them in speed. I think he might.
He's always been on the edge, this guy.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's put him up in B. This might be an A tier champ, guys. Vigar. Cassio.
I mean, the Deathfire, sorry, I confused the two, is a good change for her, but I don't know if it changes what she's trying to do, right? She's still counter pick champ. Is like you have to be OTP to play in other matchups. I still think she's around the same. Maybe she might be really good though, right? And you can blind pick her, but I don't see it.
The thing is, because the trade-off she's going to be making is the Deathfire Torch for Conqueror. Is that even worth it? Right? It depends on how she wants to play. Is she going to poke you or is she going to all-in you?
The Q spam or the with the E. Yeah.
There might be matchups now where this might going to make a difference. Maybe into the champs where she normally cannot really all-in. This Deathfire Torch is going to allow her to get some agency in the lane.
Yep.
We're going to put her high here. Keep an eye on her as well. Yep. Swain.
Don't care. Blackfire, Deathfire, like whatever. I'm sure it might be okay, but it doesn't thread the needle much. Yeah.
Similar.
Yep.
Dusk and Dawn.
Similar, I still think. Same identity. Similar.
I
do want to tell a Voltaic Jace. Will that be good? Because you could proc the Voltaic passive on your EQ. She does more damage when you're ranged. Right?
When fully energized, your next base get deals bonus physical damage to 8% of 10% of the target's current HP. Yeah, so it deals basically 10% or like 8% target's current health damage if you poke
from your
someone.
EQ, right? Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. Might be.
Okay. And Storm Raiders is not bad on him. So just something to look out for on Jace, right?
Jace likes this because Jace actually deals the damage. It might be even better. Maybe we're going to see some Jace, dude.
Yeah, because he can just EQ and proc it with the Voltaic, right? You can literally just EQ someone, get the moon speed, and run in range, right?
Yeah.
So you don't even need the Youmuu's. So keep an eye on Jace, guys. I'd be pretty excited to try Jace. Omni-Van Boots could be good on him too, potentially.
We're going to put him up there.
Yeah.
Azir?
I mean, Azir's Azir. I mean, that champ could use, already could use basically every rune in the game, right? He's already got that flexibility. Oh, it just depends what's the optimal, right? We'll just have to experiment. My guess is still just gonna be lethal tempo, but he's gonna be similar, right? Because you can already opt into resolve in heavy poke lanes, right? So the Deathfire is not gonna ruin him too much. He needs a shuffle against these mages. It's the same, almost the same. The 80 AP, similar to the recall for him, I think, because he kind of wanted the tempo anyway. So around the same.
Great. We're going to put LeBlanc up, guys. LeBlanc is going to be a B tier inhabitant, maybe even A tier right now because of her flexibility. I'm going to make a wild guess. I think she's going to be fucking good.
Okay.
I think she's going to be fucking good.
With the build or just even generic LeBlanc as well?
I think she's going to be just way more flexible now.
Okay.
I'm going to try it. I think the build's good. I've been thinking about it for weeks now. So I'm going to put her in A tier.
Okay.
Grill me if this is fucking useless, okay? Next. It might just be. So grill me. Okay. I want to talk about Brand. I think Brand is going to be very good.
Oh my god, but I just realized, Deathfire Brands.
Yeah.
That's
really good.
Actually.
It's really good. Extremely good.
Ooh, that's pretty good, yeah.
I think we should bump him up.
Oh, yeah, I think so too. Let's bump him up to B. Even A. Oh, wow.
I think he's A tier, dude.
I see it.
You can see it, huh?
I can see it. I remember when Brandon was meta, he was actually not bad in mid, right?
No,
and Blackfire thingy-majig, the Deathfire is just insane on him.
Yeah, I think he's actually
this
legit.
Is absurdly good on him.
Yeah, it's really good. I think so too.
I like it.
Exciting time for Brand players.
Any kind of similar, right? Because her Q's point and click, so Blackfire is really good with her Q, right?
Only thing we gotta understand is this more valuable than Electric Q? Because she is still burster in the champ.
I mean, there was already a point where she's meta, you would go Ahri just for your E, right?
Yeah, and her outsticks.
And her auto attacks. So with the Blackfire, you start E and you do the same thing, and they hit you, and they get hit by the Deathfire.
Oh, this is fucked, dude. We're getting some tricky champs here. Really tricky champs. I think all of these champs are just so interesting.
Very different. Yeah, like Cog with Shiv. I'm bouncing around, but
Seraph, Comet, Comet. Vladimir with the boots.
Man. Okay. I think what we should do is instead of moving all these up, let's just make a note and we'll see where they're at next.
Okay.
Next, make a tier for them. Yeah.
We're gonna make a specific tier for them. Volatile.
Yes. Well, we're gonna have to see. I can't guess how these champs are how much better they're gonna be, or if they're gonna change.
Volatile. It's so hard to. These can go in any direction. They're definitely not worse, guys.
They're definitely not worse.
Exactly.
They call you better. Are they better? Because remember, guys, C tier is counter pick tier in our list. Doesn't mean they're bad champs. It means they're counter pick champs, right? So the question becomes: is the utility of these the buffs allow them to become more versatile, be picked in more games, right? Be more effective in more games. The answer is yes. Then they're bumped up. If the answer is no, they're probably still C tier, even though they got buffs, right?
Correct. I think we should put LeBlanc in volatile as well.
Yep, I like this.
Yep, this is good. Let's talk about the big hitters here. I think Malz is definitely a bit better now with the Deathfire Torch.
You think you would be willing to pick Malzahar in a Master Plus Elo game with Blackfire Torch?
I think it's doable.
Okay.
I honestly think it's doable.
I thought that champ is fucking disgustingly bad anyway still, but...
There's one guy, by the way. OTPs. I think there was this Krompier guy. This guy. Like, this guy's a complete OTP.
Anti-Malz, holy fuck.
This guy's making it work in fucking Challenger for a while now, too. Yes.
I'm not sold on Malz, but, I mean, if someone's making it work... I mean, dude, this guy plays some crazy stuff.
He plays everything nowadays. Yeah, you can just lock in Malz, and he's just gonna do fine. This guy's gonna do fine.
But it's still a counter pick champ, right? Like, he's picking into, like, Akali and stuff, right?
He didn't use to counter pick it, because I know that there's a lot of times where he just fucking picked that shit blind in my face. This season even, start of the season. But hey, if you're not convinced, let's keep him in CT for now.
I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced.
I understand. I understand. We're gonna keep this one in mind. Malzahar. Now let's talk about the big changes here. There's been some changes to Zoe and Taliyah. Some nerfs to Zoe, finally. Some would call it buffs, but I think it's nerfs. We're gonna talk about the E first. So the E gets slightly more cooldown, 2 seconds at all ranks, which is quite big. And it gets reduced cooldown if it hits. I like this change. I think it's really cool. Right, because good Zoes now get rewarded with more ease. Bad Zoes now get punished with less ease. So overall, pretty good stuff. And then the slight nerf towards Zoe W, where her AP ratio is down and her base damage is down. And I love that because this spell is so unskilled, by the way.
Yeah.
So many. How often has this happened to you, where you think you're gonna solo kill this guy in lane, and then you just fucking out-text you to death with the W.
She literally autos you with W and ignites you, the W procs and electrocute procs, and her passive procs, and you're dead. And it's like, well, she didn't land Q or E. I guess I still lose, right?
Yep.
And I love this because Sam McKinn, who's arguably probably one of the best Zoes in the world, right? He's always top 20 challenger in NA with Zoe. The build he does is he abused the short cooldown of the E. He went full haste. He went Seraphs, Horizon, CDR boots. That was the most annoying fucking shit to play against because he's just constantly Eing over and over and over again. Because if you miss, it's back up in like 5 seconds, 6 seconds. If you land it, that's like 80%. Boom, fight's over, right? So I love this change because this nerfs both builds, right? And makes it more skill oriented, right? So you can't just blind fish over and over again, right? But if you land it, you can keep chaining it, which I think that's rewarding. That's skill expression, right? It also leaves more counterplay for the opponent as well. Say what the W change to. I love these changes. Right direction, for sure.
I think so too. Great stuff. I think this is overall a bit of an objective nerf.
Yes, objective nerf. Yes.
I think she's now S tier.
Yes, I agree.
S tier. Still good. Still great champion.
Yeah.
Taliyah. They are buffing Taliyah, and I think they are increasing... The nerf they did to Taliyah is basically being reverted. It's not standard right here, because it's listed as a buff, but the damage goes down. But I think it's the other way around.
Oh, is it 50 to 120? Is it increased now?
Yeah, so
it says it's increased.
You see that the base damage from Taliyah is this right here, right? Which is 120.
Oh, I see. It's wrong order.
Yeah, they just fucked it up.
It's buffed. It's 55 to 125. Yes. Okay.
Yes, that's what the new value is going to be.
Yes. Okay,
right, and that's the old change that completely gutted.
Made her unplayable. Like, that was the most disgusting nerf I've ever seen.
Exactly here.
Yeah.
This is what they did.
They basically just reverted it. That's it.
Basically reverted this. Yes.
Okay.
And you gotta understand, why do they do this? Why do they make Taliyah like playable again? Because the face rush is gone, and face rush was too OP on her.
Yeah, that was what making her so like auto picked in pro play. There's just no her weakness is people like the mid range champs, but then you use phase rush out and you're fine, right?
Yeah. So the real question is, if you're gonna be playing Taliyah, what fucking rune are you taking now?
first strike. I've seen some people go first strike, Deathfire. You have to try one of those three.
Yeah, I can see Ahri go. Maybe Comet.
Maybe some kind of proto belt Talia second.
Or how do you
Or
call
how
that? The spell book?
Oh yeah, spellbook. Yeah, and go full utility. Yeah.
Yeah. Proto
Yep.
belt.
To help you get in range, you go proto belt combo.
I can see
It gives you
Choker
my
pick
Chase
that up.
Horizon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout for that, guys.
I can see that for sure. Where do you think she's gonna land? Because she was like pretty bad. Where do you think she's gonna land now?
We put her on. Where did we put her before?
Well, before the changes, she was like S tier.
I think we were too nice to her before. I think she was
Yeah.
like fucking C tier before, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure where we put her in the previous patch. But I know before all of the changes, she was like S tier.
Yeah, I think I like A without phase rush. We had to kind of see where she's at without phase rush.
Yeah, I think A is good. All right, let's talk about the other big hitters here. We got phase rush abusers definitely crying over the nerfs here.
Yeah.
Orianna, probably the least affected. She has other great options in Comet now. She's probably going to take Comet every game.
Really happy comment. Yeah.
Yep. I think she's probably going to be up here with the other mages.
Other mages. Yeah, I agree.
Correct. And Rise is the one that I'm most concerned about. It was actually, Galio was really fucking crazy bad for him as well.
These are a lot worse. A lot worse.
Oh, Rise, man. Let's talk about Rise. I was thinking about adding him to my pool because Rise is still Rise. But the tempo changes on the boots. Fucking sick.
Yeah, it really hurts him. The AP is like really bad on him, right? Until the super late game.
It's pretty good because it scales with his mana then. It's like these interactive scaling.
It makes his mana scale harder, right? If he has AP or something?
Okay,
right.
It's like...
So maybe it's not so bad.
No, the AP is fine, but it's more like the play style, the drawing people to the side play style, using your empowered reset, and getting these tempo plays, because that's what Rise is all about, right?
Yeah.
I think this hurts him, especially with phase rush. It's so hard for him to now proc this Storm Rage Surge. 25% of their max health.
That's like, by the time you can start doing this, you're already 2 items, which, you know, like, you're probably already at 2 items by the time you're doing that.
Comet is not extremely good on him. It's fine.
No.
Not super good. Maybe Konk. Maybe we're gonna see Konk rise.
Wasn't there that Chinese guy who high elo with electrocute and ignite, and you like flash on them with electrocute level 3? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think that's so fucking cheese. I don't think it's good.
It sucks.
Yeah,
okay.
And the reason why that's the case is because yes, you do a lot of damage, but it's the runes, the red 3 runes are just
red tree.
not
The rest
that
of it is terrible.
Yeah, let's go Rise. Let's see what's any decent now. Well, maybe it's just...
Oh my god. But Comet's nerfed on him, though, because he's a short range champion.
Yeah, but you gotta keep in mind that his W range, right? If you look at his W range, 550.
So how much are you getting? Are you getting more damage from the Comet at 550?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And you slow, right? So I think Comet could be good. It's actually pretty frustrating to play into Comet Rise. It deals a lot of damage.
Point clicks you.
Yeah, gives him a very unique trading pattern that used to be very, very strong as well.
Yeah.
Definitely not S plus tier, I think.
Yeah, either S or similar to Talia, where we just got to see how that rune affects him.
I think we gotta... I'm comfortable putting him A tier right now.
Yep, me too.
Galio, man. C.
I think. Much worse. Way more of a counter pick champ now. Wild Phase Rush.
I've had some people in the MLA cry about this, dude. Zach, I'm just gonna call him out there. Zach has been... I understandably so, right? It's just a nerf, right? Yeah. I don't blame him for it, but it sucks, dude. Galio players, the good time has been gone.
The question is, can you go a more bursty build now with the Storm Surge, with the Storm Raiders?
Of course.
You go like Storm Surge Rush or Proto Belt Rush, and then you could just proc it with just your Q, right? Or you get in and get out, and you actually do enough burst.
Of course that's possible. It's just less flexible, you know?
Yeah.
The flexibility in his build is really what enabled him.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
The flexibility is gone. He's now more stationary.
A lot more counterpick. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think C is a great place to put him in.
Like it.
Very exciting. Very exciting patch, guys. Lots of changes. Is there any other champ that you'd like to note or stands out to you here?
I mean, we'll definitely talk about Yone. I'm the Yone guy. I'm sure people have questions, right? With the AD and AP changes. So I'll just briefly touch on that. He still has the same weaknesses, guys. That's the problem, right? It's your first 15 minutes are very weak which means it's hard for you to get to the side. So that for that reason, he's still going to be D tier. But I will be experimenting a lot, and maybe the new boots will be really nice on him, right? Maybe the AD and AP changes will be really nice on him. I'll be able to match the side, right? And maybe top laners being weaker will be very nice for him, and I'll consider bumping him up after. But for now, just the first 15 minutes is way too important in Master Plus, and he still has those same weaknesses. So I'm gonna leave him in D for now, but I'm definitely keeping an eye out, and he might be a lot better next patch.
Absolutely.
Actually, he will be a lot better next patch for sure. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Awesome. So guys, bit of an experimental patch here. You see a lot of our predictions. You cannot go wrong with champs in the S plus or the S tier. So if you want to play it safe, go into here. If you want to cook up some shit, look into the volatile champs. There might be some cooking to be done here. We're really curious to see what you guys are cooking up. So if you have any questions, comments, let us know in the comments below. And in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be breaking a lot of these questions down in the next PATCHCAST episode. We're going to be making a definitive tier list for that patch, because we're going to now have a lot broader understanding of what's actually happening in our solo queue games. And then we're also going to be reintroducing the lower elo tier list, because we then actually know what changes have been made. Very exciting 2 weeks for the Rift. I am so stoked for the ranked reset as well. So cool.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want to comment before we wrap things up, guys. It's a true ELO reset, the first one we had in years, right? So I am going to be playing in the same ELO as a Masters Reality player. So keep on a lookout, guys, for the content, for our streams and stuff, because that's a really eye-opening, exciting time to learn, right? If you're a student of the game and you're curious and you're that ELO range, because you get to see us playing the same exact game as you're playing in. So just keep on the lookout for that.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll be back in 2 weeks with an even more exciting tier list. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace out.